Imagine a veteran who has fought for our country only to find themselves in a battle at home over their right to have a service dog. This conflict often stems from misunderstandings about what service animals are and the vital roles they play in their owners' lives. HOAs may impose restrictions that seem reasonable on the surface, but can significantly impact the well-being of veterans who rely on their service dogs for emotional and physical support. For many veterans, these loyal companions are not just pets. They are essential partners in navigating the complexities of daily life after service. However, when HOA regulations come into play, the situation can quickly become complicated and frustrating. Service dogs are specially trained animals that assist individuals with disabilities, providing crucial support that enhances their quality of life. These dogs are not just pets. They are highly skilled companions that perform specific tasks to help their handlers navigate daily challenges. For veterans, service dogs can assist with a range of issues, from mobility impairments to mental health conditions such as PTSD. Their training enables them to perform tasks like retrieving items, providing stability, or even alerting their handlers to anxiety attacks, making them invaluable partners in the journey toward recovery and independence. Under the Americans with Disabilities Act, service dogs are granted significant legal protections. This legislation ensures that individuals with disabilities have the right to be accompanied by their service dogs in public spaces, including restaurants, stores, and other establishments. These protections are vital as they help to eliminate barriers that might otherwise prevent individuals from fully participating in society. It's important to note that the ADA specifically defines service dogs as those that are trained to perform tasks directly related to a person's disability, distinguishing them from emotional support animals, which do not have the same legal standing. The emotional and physical benefits of having a service dog are profound. Beyond their practical assistance, these dogs provide companionship, reduce feelings of isolation, and can even lower anxiety levels. The bond between a service dog and their handler can foster a sense of security and confidence, empowering individuals to engage more fully in their lives. Service dogs are not just helpers, they are lifelines that transform the lives of those they assist. In recent years, some homeowners associations have taken a firm stance against service dogs, often citing specific rules and regulations that they believe justify their actions. Commonly referenced regulations include pet restrictions, size limitations, and requirements for animal registration. These rules are typically designed to maintain a certain aesthetic or standard within the community. However, when applied to service dogs, they can create significant barriers for residents who rely on these animals for support. The impact of these regulations on residents with disabilities can be profound. For veterans and others who depend on service dogs for assistance, being forced to comply with restrictive HOA rules can lead to increased stress and anxiety. It may even hinder their ability to access essential services or participate fully in community life. The emotional toll of such conflicts can be overwhelming, as individuals are left to navigate a system that seems to prioritize regulations over their well-being. There are many misconceptions about service dogs within community associations. Some HOA members may mistakenly believe that service dogs are simply pets or that they pose a threat to the community. This misunderstanding can lead to a lack of empathy and support for residents who genuinely need these animals. It's crucial to educate community members about the role of service dogs and the legal protections afforded to them under the ADA. By fostering a more informed and compassionate environment, HOAs can better support all residents, including those with disabilities, and create a more inclusive community for everyone. Upon receiving the HOA's notice attempting to ban his service dog, the veteran experienced a whirlwind of emotions. Initially, he felt a mix of disbelief and frustration. Having served his country and relied on his service dog for support, the idea of being forced to part ways with his companion felt like an additional blow. The notice not only challenged his rights, but also threatened the stability and comfort that his service dog provided, especially in managing the effects of PTSD. Determined to fight back, the veteran took several proactive steps to address the HOA's decision. First, he thoroughly researched the legal protections afforded to service dogs under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Armed with this knowledge, he drafted a formal response to the HOA, outlining his rights and the essential role his service dog played in his daily life. He also sought legal advice to ensure that he was fully prepared to advocate for himself. The confrontation came to a head when the veteran, clutching the leash of his loyal golden retriever Duke, walked into the HOA office. Behind the counter sat a middle-aged woman named Lisa, the association's compliance officer, tapping away at her keyboard. "Good morning," the veteran began, his voice steady but edged with tension. "I'm here about the notice you sent regarding my service dog." Lisa looked up, a strained smile crossing her lips. "Ah, yes, Mr. Walker, correct? It's about the pet restrictions in the community. I'm afraid dogs over 30 pounds aren't allowed." The veteran tightened his grip on Duke's leash. "Duke is not just a dog. He's my service animal, protected under the ADA. He's trained to assist me with my PTSD and mobility challenges. He's not subject to the same restrictions as pets." Lisa shuffled some papers, her discomfort showing. "We have to think about the community standards. Some residents have concerns about large animals being around." "I understand," the veteran replied, keeping his tone calm but firm. "But federal law is clear. Service animals are allowed, regardless of weight or breed. Discriminating against me because of my disability is illegal." There was a beat of silence between them. Lisa sighed. "Maybe you could submit an application for an exemption?" The veteran shook his head. "I don't need an exemption for my civil rights. What I need is for the HOA to comply with the law." Duke sat obediently at his side, sensing his handler's agitation, but remaining perfectly calm. An unspoken testament to his training. Seeing the unwavering determination in the veteran's eyes, Lisa's demeanor softened slightly. "Look, Mr. Walker, I'm not trying to make things harder for you. Maybe we can find a way to make the board understand." "Good," the veteran said, "because I'm not going to be forced to choose between my home and the dog who saved my life." Lisa nodded slowly. "Let me bring this to the board. Officially, we'll need to set up a hearing, but I'll make sure they know the law and the human side of this." As he left the office, the veteran felt a cautious sense of hope. He wasn't backing down, and neither was Duke. The veteran reached out to local advocacy groups that support individuals with disabilities. These organizations provided invaluable resources and guidance, helping him navigate the complexities of the situation. Furthermore, he garnered support from fellow residents who recognized the importance of service animals and stood in solidarity with him. This community backing not only strengthened his resolve, but also highlighted the need for greater awareness and understanding of service dogs within the HOA. Together, they aim to foster a more inclusive environment that respects the rights of all residents, especially those with disabilities. Understanding the legal framework surrounding service dogs is crucial, especially in situations like the one faced by our veteran. The Americans with Disabilities Act is a key piece of legislation that protects the rights of individuals with disabilities, including those who rely on service dogs. Under the ADA, service dogs are defined as animals specifically trained to perform tasks for individuals with disabilities. This law grants service dog handlers the right to access public spaces and prohibits discrimination based on their need for these essential companions. The ADA provides a strong legal foundation for challenging any attempts to ban his service dog. If the HOA continues to enforce its regulations in a way that violates the veteran's rights, he may have grounds for legal action. Potential avenues include filing a complaint with the Department of Justice or pursuing a lawsuit for discrimination. Such actions could compel the HOA to reconsider its stance and align its policies with federal law. Courts have previously ruled in favor of service dog handlers in similar disputes, emphasizing the importance of accommodating individuals with disabilities. Cases where HOAs have been found liable for discrimination serve as powerful reminders of the legal obligations these associations have to their residents. By leveraging these legal protections and precedents, the veteran can effectively advocate for his rights and the rights of others in similar situations, fostering a more inclusive community for all. The role of community support in the veterans' fight against the HOA cannot be overstated. As news of the HOA's attempts to ban his service dog spread, many residents rallied behind him, sharing their own stories of how service animals have positively impacted their lives. One neighbor, a single mother with a child who has autism, spoke about how her service dog helps her child navigate social situations, emphasizing the importance of these animals in fostering independence and confidence. Another resident, a retired nurse, shared her experience of caring for veterans and the critical role service dogs play in their recovery. These personal testimonies not only strengthened the veteran's case, but also highlighted the collective need for understanding and compassion within the community. Community awareness and advocacy for service dog rights are essential in creating an inclusive environment. When residents come together to support one another, they can challenge misconceptions and educate others about the legal protections afforded to service animals. This collective voice can influence HOA policies and promote a culture of acceptance and support for individuals with disabilities. Whether it's attending local meetings, advocating for policy changes, or simply educating friends and family about the importance of service dogs, every action counts. By fostering a culture of empathy and understanding, communities can ensure that all residents, especially those with disabilities, feel valued and supported,